Okay, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to plunge into some interesting sources, all centered around planted greenhouses.
Right. And if you've ever, lost plants to bad weather or just wished you could garden for longer each year, this is probably relevant.
Exactly. So, our mission today is really to dig into these sources, unpack what makes these greenhouses supposedly different.
Uh-huh. Trying to figure out why someone might see one as, well, more than just a cover, like a serious long-term thing for their garden.
Yeah, a real investment. And the sources seem to focus on a few key things
Yeah.
their durability, the materials, some specific design choices.
And what that all means for actually growing things, right?
Yeah.
And the benefits.
Precisely. So let's get into it. I mean, we've all seen those flimsy covers that just collapse with the first heavy snow or get blown away.
Oh, yeah. These sources, though, they position planted greenhouses as being built specifically to handle that kind of stuff.
And what's interesting is they don't just say durable, they give numbers like wind resistance up to 65 miles per hour.
Which is, well, that's pretty substantial for something you put in your backyard.
It really is. And then there's the snow load. They claim they can handle up to 98 pounds per square foot.
98 pounds. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of heavy, wet snow. They also mentioned holding up to hail, rain, blizzards.
Even high altitude conditions, apparently. So, okay, 98 pounds per square foot.
Hmm.
I mean, what do the sources say about how they manage that kind of force?
Well, they point to a couple of things. First, the frame. It's described as heavy-duty galvanized steel.
Galvanized.
Yeah.
Right, so that's treated to resist rust and corrosion. Super important in a humid greenhouse environment.
Exactly. That's the foundation, you could say. And then paired with that frame, they talk about polycarbonate panels.
Ah, not just plastic sheets then. What's special about these panels?
They're specified as shatter-resistant, which is good, obviously, and they offer 100% UV protection.
And that UV protection isn't just for the plants, is it? UV rays can break down plastics over time, make them brittle.
Precisely. So using UV-protected polycarbonate means the panels themselves should stay strong and clear for, years. Adds to that long-term idea.
Okay, so strong frame, tough panels. But the sources also talk about the design itself, how it all fits together.
Yeah, and it's not just about being strong, it's about being practical too. They
Yeah.
mention things like built-in doors, windows for access.
And end-to-end ventilation, that seems pretty key. Anyone who's used a greenhouse knows how quickly they can overheat without good airflow.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And tall roofs are mentioned too. Good for headroom, taller plants,
Hmm.
but also helps with that air circulation, managing heat.
But the design feature that really jumped out from the sources, especially for the SunGrow models, was the shape. That sort of bell shape.
Ah, yes, the bell shape. It's not
Oh.
just for looks, according to the material.
So what's the function?
The sources state that specific curve allows wind, snow, and hail to just slide off more easily.
Yeah.
It minimizes those flat surfaces where snow can pile up or wind can really push against.
I see. So that shape directly contributes to those impressive weather resistance numbers we talked about earlier. It's like engineering working with nature's forces.
Pretty much smart design.
Hmm.
And this combo, the materials and the design, also allows for customization, apparently.
Right. They mention you can extend them, add more bits if you need more space later on.
Yeah, adding windows, shelving, stuff like that. So you're not locked into the initial setup.
Okay. So durability, quality materials, clever design. What's the ultimate payoff, according to these sources?
Well, the main benefit highlighted is extending the growing season. They claim these greenhouses hold heat and capture sunlight better than, say, traditional glass ones. Better insulation.
And that insulation, that controlled environment, is what lets you grow stuff way outside the normal local season. You control the calendar, not the weather.
Exactly. Oh, and don't forget maintenance. The sources suggest the panels only need a clean maybe once or twice a year.
Which definitely loops back to that idea of a hassle-free long-term investment, doesn't it? Low effort required.
Sure does.
So, okay, let's recap. We've got this documented resistance to some pretty extreme weather-specific wind and snow figures.
Uh-huh. We've got the durable materials, that rust-resistant steel, the UV-protected, shatterproof polycarbonate.
And the functional design,
Yeah.
ventilation, the height, and that very specific bell shape engineered to shed snow and wind.
Plus the potential for longer growing seasons and low maintenance.
So, when you put all that together, what does knowing these kinds of details really mean for you if you're thinking about, protecting your garden or growing for more the year?
Well, it kind of shifts the perspective, doesn't it?
Hmm.
It suggests you're not just buying a simple structure. It's presented more as, well, engineered resilience.
Engineered resilience. I like that. Okay, so here's something to think about based on all this. Considering that claimed resistance to things like heavy snow and high winds,
Yeah.
how might understanding the specific engineering choices, like knowing why the steel is treated or how that bell shape actually works, change how you view a greenhouse?
Hmm. Is it just a box for plants? Or is it, like the sources seem to imply, a deliberate piece of engineering designed to stand up to the elements and protect your efforts for years?
Something to definitely ponder.